Hey guys, welcome to this lecture number 6. Today you will not see me, you will only see the screen share. I'm not going to use the other camera. Today is going to be a very short lecture. Basically, I'll be going over something which you should already know about, but I'm usually dedicating a separate class on that. So homework number 3 is due next Monday. Format the code as described today and here. You need to install Eclipse, use online compiler. If you have issues, please schedule an appointment with a tutor and email me if you have questions. So today we'll be talking about style documentation. Okay, my plan is to quickly go over that very quickly, but I want you to take notes, okay, and I want you to submit them by the end of the day. So style and documentation, there are three reasons why we need that, right? Easy to debug, maintain, and a few errors. You'll, as a rule of thumb, you'll appreciate the importance of the good style when it is your task to understand somebody else's code. Okay, variables. What is that? Variables would be nouns, short but meaningful. Name that communicates to the casual observer what it does, what it represents. It usually begins with the lowercase letter and then it's camel case. Mass, hourly wage is prime. Constants should be capitalized. For example, max height, the Boltzmann. Pi is the most common example I'm using. Okay, and you separate the words with underscore. Moving on, and now so class names, right? So class homework number 5, and actually we'll start talking about classes on Tuesday. That's usually a noun, starts with a capital case letter, right? It represents that communicates what the class represents. Complex charge phone number, right? We will be using a lot of examples of the class called student, professor, faculty member, human being, person, and so on. Method names, always verbs, always, apart from main, apart from something which is developed by Java developers, by Oracle. Begin with a lowercase letter and use camel case, move, draw, and queue. Comments, okay, so there are three types of comments, line, block, and bold. So line comments, double slash, two forward slashes, and it comments out everything until the end of the line. By the way, not sure if you know, but let's say you have a lot of code. What you can do, you can actually highlight all the code, and then if you press Command slash on your Mac or Control slash on Windows, it's going to comment out everything which you highlighted. Super duper useful stuff. Okay, and then if you press it again, it's going to comment back in. Okay, that's kind of the jargon. Comment out and comment back in. Okay, block comment. Okay, same thing, but with the slash asterisk and ends with the asterisk clash. Bold comment, something which draws attention, right? So you need to begin with, and that's actually what you need to use to begin each file, .java file, okay? So at every .java file, you need to do something like this. You need to have author, written, last updated, usually the same date, compilation, Java C and .java file, execution, Java hello world, right? So the same name but without .java. Brief description of what the program does, and here's the sample output, right? So in the console, you would type Java hello world, right? So like this, Java hello world, and what does the sample output looks like? Was the example of console after you click the run button. What does that look like? Hello, comma world. Okay. Moving on, comments. Okay, so make sure, please make them vertically aligned. Okay, so in this case, you see this line is longer than this one. So they might have, I guess, put the comment a little bit to the left. But no, if you make it vertically aligned, it looks much more beautiful. You need to comment each method apart from the main method, because I mean it's obvious what the main method does. But if you create a method, please create a comment. Okay, include what it takes as an input, so the parameters, right? What it returns as an output, like void, or like if void it's nothing, of course, and any side effects. Okay, so side effect would be like throw in an exception. Use the parameter names in your description. Moving on. White space. Okay, so again, the final objective, the outcome is to make the code look well, nice, beautiful. Okay, Don't put more than one statement in a line. Use blank lines to separate your code into logical sections. Put a space between all binary operators, right? The only exception is this, right? Multiplication, addition. Multiplication comes first, is executed first. That's why you can put an additional space over here to make it visually appealing. What else? Include white space for all the keywords. Okay, put white space after each statement in the for loop. So use this versus this. Put a space after each comma in the argument list. Put a space after each delimiter. Okay, so this on the right looks a lot better than this because of the comment on the between. Sorry, because of the space between the forward slash and the comment. Moving on, also white spacing, again, same thing. So just make this guy's vertical align, this guy's vertical align. Don't put a space before a semicolon, don't put a space between an object name and the dot, and a method name. Don't put spaces between the methods and its left parenthesis. Include blank lines to improve readability. Use spaces to align parallel code whenever it enhances readability. And last but not least, indentation. Okay, indenting. Avoid lines longer than 80 characters. Yes, you guys actually can encounter that, so please don't do it. Do not put more than one line on one statement on a line. Use tabs, okay. In ideal, instead of tabs, use 3 or 4 white spaces. That's actually better. Always use space instead of tabs, okay. More than IDs, including Dr. Java. So we use an Eclipse, right? But Dr. Java is an alternative, which is also popular. Insert spaces when you type the tab key, and that's exactly what it should be, like soft tabs. Use new indentation level for every level of nesting in your program. Okay, so for example, here if I have a for loop, right, then whatever goes inside the for loop should be one tab away from these braces. Then another for loop, okay, also one tab away, another for loop, also one tab away. Okay, so if something belongs to the main, just main, but not inside of the for loops, I would just type it over here. Sorry, over here, right? If something belongs to this for loop, but not this for loop, I would just type it also over here. Hope it makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Please keep that in mind. Please take notes, submit them by the end of the day, and whenever you're doing the homework assignments, not practice exercises, it's not needed, but for the homeworks you definitely need to polish the code. And the idea is that you would first write the code, make sure it works correctly, and at the very end you would create the comments. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Bye bye.